And this is Third Coast Radio. I'm your host, Kamikaze the Kingmaker. We are in the building with Kayla Renee. We got House of Mars. We got Super Smart Chick in the building. And as promised at the top of the show, we've been trying to get them in the building for a minute. We actually, you know what I'm saying, got the man himself in here, man. And I'm happy that this is going to happen and we're going to get this interview, man. We got my man, Reverend Ron, Lil Ron in the building, Bankroll Show. What's going on, Jack?
What it do, man? Feel good to be here.
Oh, man, it's fantastic, man. We appreciate you being in the building, man. We got D Nice in the building, man. So we are in here and we are ready to talk about some of this music, man. So the first thing, for those of you that have been listening to Third Coast Radio since the beginning, we have been faithfully bumping the Bankroll Show. And that was one of the biggest albums of 2020, even going into 2021, one of the biggest street records that was out in the entire state of Mississippi. If you have not listened to it and if you have not gotten it, you need to get it and you need to check it out, man. It's quality street music, and I've been preaching it since day number one. But of course, for those of you that know, Reverend Bankroll and Bob Street are also individual artists, although I love the Bankroll Show, so we're going to talk about the Bankroll Show first. We're going to talk about the Bankroll Show first, and then we're going to talk about Lil Ron, because Ron was getting things popping before the Bankroll Show even jumped off. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about that. But anyway, for everybody out there that's been wondering, talk about how the Bankroll Show actually came about. How did you and Street sit down and decide to put this project together, and how long did it take to come to fruition?
Right. The Bankroll Show kind of came about. It was an idea. We probably talked about it maybe like 3 years ago, bro, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? To be honest. And we kind of just went with the flow. And when it was time, when we both kind of felt the same energy, we just were like, come on, let's do it. You feel me? It didn't really take long to put together, to be honest. The whole project probably took us 2 weeks.
That's okay. And the project sounds seamless, man. Sounding like y'all been working together. The chemistry is fantastic, man. All that came together. So did y'all imagine that the response was going to be what it was when y'all put the record out? I know y'all got together and said, hey, let's get together and let's do this, as great artists usually do. Yeah. But did y'all imagine that the response was going to be what it was when y'all came together?
I kind of did, though, bro, to be honest. Not to say I kike or nothing, but I kind of did, though, because I always been a fan of bro as well. Yeah. And I always know what I brought to the table. And it's kind of undeniable. That's how I looked at it. So, you know what I'm saying? I kind of expected it.
So, let's talk about the Bankroll Show. Let's talk about, let's talk about 19.5.
Here he go.
Let's talk about Cream, which is one of my favorite records. Man, it's so many joints on that record, man.
And Cream almost ain't even make it though, ain't this so?
Man, I would have been real salty, man, if I never heard that record, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? For me, being a hip hop fan, knowing Cash rules everything around me, man. When I heard Cream, I instantly, man. Actually, as a matter of fact, one of my first 4 or 5 listens to it, you know what I'm saying? We were in New York. Me and Dick Silas was in New York. Right. And, I was running around in the neighborhood, getting my morning run on, and we was in Brooklyn running around, and I was listening to the Bankroll Show, and that's one of my vivid memories of it. And that's how I really kind of got into the album and kind of really listened to it and got into the essence of what y'all was talking about, man, because I like to take deep dives on these albums, man. But just talk about, the spirit and the mentality that y'all were in putting this record together. Did y'all kind of get together and kind of put the songs together and plan them to be together? Did y'all just go in and get a beat and let it flow? I mean, how did it?
Went with the flow, bro. And then we did, like, the majority of the tracks, we did it, like, in my own personal studio. Okay. So, like, the vibe was created. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did a couple in other studios, but the majority of the book was done in my own personal studio. So, it kind of just had a home feel, you know what I'm saying? Just like your homeboy coming over, y'all doing some music, you feel me?
For sure. Talk about the chemistry real quick, and I'm going to let them jump in, but talk about the chemistry y'all had with Gutter Boy and putting this record together.
He was very, very important. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Big boy been kind of just putting it down, and he's a natural. You know what I'm saying? And everything about him is pretty much genuine. So once you're working with them type of people, and y'all able to come together to create, like, it's the outcome. There
it is.
As the Kingmaker mentioned earlier, you've been in the music game for years. Right. And when I first heard of you, you were Lil Ron. And then you reemerged as Reverend Bankroll. Talk about the name change and the thought process behind it.
It was more so just growth. You feel me? And everywhere I go, people always say, "Man, you always preaching." You feel me? So I'm like, man, for real. You know, I'm Bankroll. It's me. You know what I'm saying? That's like my alter ego. Just Bankroll. So I'm real Bankroll, but people still call me Lil Run. No matter what I do, where I go. You know what I'm saying? How big I get, I'm still Lil Run to some people. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
All right, so I see you and your manager have the matching gear. It looks like it's Stay Humble,
right?
But you also have your own clothing line. So how did you get into the apparel industry?
I actually got into the apparel before I started doing music.
Okay.
So apparel was something that I always wanted to do, and it was a way to kind of cross over to music because as a starting out, when you first start out as an artist, a lot of people don't really listen to you. But if I can give you this product and you begin to like it, I can slow you. It's kind of like
smart.
It's kind of like you paying me to listen to me. Okay. You feel me?
I like
so
that.
if I have something
Good
that
marketing.
you like, then I can slide this in too. You feel me? Huh? Check this out. Versus me trying to give you a CD and you never heard it. You did.
Right.
Yeah, more definitely.
So I was listening to an interview that you had, and you seem to be a very, very deep thinker.
Yeah,
like,
more definitely.
Especially like the interview with DJ Reese Reed. Did I say his name right?
Reese, DJ Reese.
Yeah. So I guess my question is, you had this quote. You said the pull to evil is way stronger than the pull to righteousness.
Yeah, more definitely.
So for the listeners, can you explain that where that comes from?
Okay, basically it's just like me saying in the environment that we in, not just the environment but the world. You dig? It's kind of like way easier to do evil than it is to do righteousness because everything that kind of pushes you forward takes strength. Everybody don't have that strength, and just because they don't have it, don't mean they don't want to have it or they not gonna get it. But it could be easier to go do something that don't require as much strength. Don't require you to think as much, or you might be being peer pressure to do something. It could be your upbringing, it could be your mom, it could be your dad, but just really to straighten up and go a whole different direction, it takes strength. Everybody don't have that. You did.
No doubt. Yeah.
You are, as you mentioned, Reverend Bankroll, and a lot of your lyrics speak about money, how you always get into the bag.
Yeah.
With some of the controversy in Jackson about feature prices, do you have any advice for
controversy, by the way?
Well, talk of the town. Yeah. It's a subject.
It's a subject.
What do you have any advice for like young artists or even young entrepreneurs about getting to that bag and just sticking to their guns?
Yeah, just believe in yourself, man. Believe in your product, because it don't come on this journey to success. It don't come a time where you might be all you got. So you just got to really have faith and believe in what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? Block out everybody else. You can take in good advice and anything that's driving you forward. But anything that's going to push you backwards, you have to block it out.
Right.
You did.
That's good.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of evolution, man, what I'm saying, from what I seen, back when, Benz and a lot of cats, man, was always talking about Lil Ron back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And that caught my ear, and that's what always makes me pique my interest on artists when I hear other people talking about them. So I'm watching your growth from the early records and stuff you did with Benz back in the day up till now, and watching the evolution, hearing what you say in your interviews and hearing what you're talking about now. You just had a baby, by the way.
Yeah,
so congratulations on that, by the way. But how do you think, just life in general, and then you were out at the rally too, the rally that was out at the Capitol, for social justice out there as well. So you really have your ear to the street, and your heart on the street. So how is, now being a father and having, lived that life now and kind of evolving, how do you think that's going to affect the music that you do?
I mean, I don't really think it'll have a big effect because it's like, it's so much in me already. It's like, it's so much I haven't said. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I do this for real, bro. Like, whatever I do, I'm 100% in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to always protect myself, and I'm going to always think about my child first. But some stuff just be in you. You did. As long as it's pushing me forward and ain't really put me in harm's way.
Yeah.
it's ways around it. You feel me?
Ain't no doubt, ain't no doubt. So let's talk about this Parchment record. You know what I'm saying? I saw the video for the Parchment record, and it had a really strong message behind it. So talk about the Parchment record. You know, your thought process behind it, and what the message is you hope to convey with the Parchment record.
The Parchment record was kind of a personal record, bro, because I got a lot of partners locked up. You feel me? Like, even during the course of the whole valley, the rally, well, not the rally, but all the battles that was going on, I was on the phone with them people, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking to them, they FaceTime me, so it was very, very personal. And then I almost got to a time where I almost was afraid for them folks, you feel me? So I'm like, let me do this, bro, like, let me use my voice, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it got to, and it was a really good record, bro.
Yeah, it was, as a matter of fact. So, going forward, you know, my first question is there going to be another Bankroll Show album? And then outside of the Bankroll Show, now what are you transitioning to as a solo artist? What can we be expecting from you coming up?
Okay, I'm going to answer the first question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd probably be another Bankroll Show, bro. It kind of be, it wouldn't make sense not to make another.
Of course it wouldn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course it wouldn't.
Now when, I don't really know. I can't give you no time, no date. It's kind of, we'll do how we did the first one. Whenever the universe pull out our energy together and be like, this what we gonna do.
I'm gonna stay in y'all's inbox though. I'm gonna try to make the universe.
Oh my
God. We already got records though.
Oh my God.
The universe texted me today.
Yeah. As far as me, man, I'm just trying to grow, continually to grow and like get that every pick of creativity out of me. You know what I'm saying? There's so much I haven't done, and I got so many ideas in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to use every bit of talent that God gave me.
All right. So what's next? I mean, as far as project wise, I mean, you getting ready to drop a full project? You gonna keep dropping?
I'm dropping another single this. I'm gonna drop another single this month called "Woke," and then I'm finna give my manager. We're gonna go back and forth until we come up with something that's exactly what we're gonna do. Cause we always in tug of war. You feel me?
Yeah. So I feel that pressure, and I feel the energy. You know what I'm saying, on my end, of course, as you know. So you know what I'm saying. Your manager is an entrepreneur, and she does her thing already on her side, and she does it well at a very high level.
Yeah.
So definitely. You know what I'm saying. Talk about, you know, the back and forth that goes on within the camp, you know, for y'all trying to figure out, you know, what your next moves are going to be, especially when you coming off of something as big as the Bankroll Show and something that you know what I'm saying, has been big as Reverend Bankroll, you know, right, even on the solo tip. You know, talk about those discussions and how y'all come up with and figure out what y'all are going to do next.
Well, we kind of, first of all, I'm going to say we family. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not blood, but our relationship, we a family. So, and it's like, I trust her. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta add that.
She has the heart of a male with the intuition of a woman. So it's kind of, it's
dope.
It's kind of like my secret recipe. You feel me? Yeah. So now we still go back and forth sometimes, and sometimes she be trying to check me. I have to let this female check me. You know what I'm saying? But she be right.
We know it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. You gotta have that.
And when she right and correct, though, you know what I'm saying? I know she got my best interest at heart, and she the kind of weather the storm with me. Then we down with each other. You feel me? Like it's real love at the end of the day. You did.
It is. That's all it's gotta be, man. So for folks that want to get in touch with you, man, if they want to follow you on social media, man, tell them all the social media handles and how they can get in touch with you.
Instagram, I'm real.bankroll. What else? Facebook, Reverend Bankroll, Snapchat, everything Reverend Bankroll, man. Even YouTube.
There it is. Reverend Bankroll live in the building.
No doubt.
Brand new music coming up, man. Yeah. All right, and we're gonna get into some more of that music in just 1 second, man. Right here on Third Coast Radio. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Before we start recording, we get you to do a drop for me.
All right, no problem, bro.